truth. Really, that's all we know. Keep it real and authentic. This truth be told. Only the truth. Tune in, cause you gotta watch. It's like you with us while we kick it in the barbershop. Here to motivate and inspire. Hosted by the real deal and the God Barber. I hope that you ready. Keep it funny and edgy. Let's go. You already know. Truth be told. Let's go.
Welcome back to another edition of Troof Be Told. I'm your host, Real Deal, and I got my co-host with me today. You know what I'm saying? It's been a long off season, but we back. I got my boy T Green, the God Barber, and also Desiree. I don't know. Some people call you D Ray. What does they call you, D? What else they call you, like? Desi, D Ray, D. All that. So she's in the building too. Hey, Green, I'm so happy to be back because in the off, you know, when we off, right?
Yeah.
We really be like off.
We be off.
You know what I'm saying? But, you know, every time we come back into the new season, it's always good to get back in the shop, be amongst some good people, and also the fact that we got a really, really special guest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But before we do that, though, I want to make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe to our channel. And when you hit that button, all right, when you hit that subscription button, just make sure you also hit the bell so you get notified when we are on. Also, I want to just give a quick shout out real quick before we even get started to one of our sponsors, Cablelytics.
Hey, if you're looking to stay ahead in today's competitive market, Cablelytics is your go-to solution for wireless system constellation. Led by the CEO himself, Floyd Freeman, we specialize in providing cost-effective, cutting-edge wireless solutions across the industries like healthcare, telecom, education, and more. At Cablelytics, we focus on people, service, and value, empowering terms, turning challenges into opportunities, and leveraging the latest technology to keep your business connected and thriving. Let us transform your communication network and boost your bottom line. Cablelytics is where invocation meets excellence.
All right, y'all make sure y'all check out my boy Floyd Freeman at Cablelytics. He's one of the, you know, he's a good guy. We had him as a guest on the show, Green. You had a good time that day, right?
Yeah, man, really good time, man. You know, he's also a graduate of Southeast High School.
Yeah.
In Bradenton, Florida.
Yeah.
I got to keep saying that, y'all, because y'all be thinking we just play football.
Mm-hmm.
But we got some smart people at Southeast, boy.
We got a lot of things going on.
Yeah, a lot of things going on at Southeast High School. I mean, we love all the schools.
Yeah.
But Southeast,
Yeah.
Seminoles, in Bradenton, Florida,
Yeah.
is where it's at.
Is where
That's where
it's
it's
at.
at.
It's where it's at.
It just speaking about is where it's at. That's lead us to our guest. Right?
Okay.
So we got a really special one, and this particular young lady, I must say, I feel like I've seen her grow up, and I am very proud of where she's at right now in life. I'm very excited about just the direction that she is going, and I'm looking forward to see what's out there for her. She's here with us. She also is a really good friend of our co-host D Ray. I guess she's a best friend or something like that.
Not just a good friend. She is the bestest. That is
bestest.
my best friend.
Oh, it's a difference.
It's a big difference. It's a big difference. That's my rider. That's my confidant. That's my go-to.
Oh, y'all share secrets?
Absolutely. That stay between us.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. All
Yeah.
right. Well, that's
a
what they
real-
call the ride die.
Hey, that's a real friend.
Yeah.
You know how they be saying
Through
old
thick
folk.
and thin.
Old folks say, blood make you kin, but blood don't make you family now.
That's
That's
right.
it.
That's right. That's
You
right.
feel me?
So y'all family?
We family.
Yeah, man.
All right.
That's my sister.
Okay, there we go. Well, let me bring in your sister real quick.
Come on, bring her in.
All right. Well, sis, she is an author, right? Lifestyle strategist. She calls it ease advocate, right? She's also a creative entrepreneur, and also she has formerly worked in the healthcare business. She resides now and across the water. She's
Across
not
the water.
necessarily in Bradenton and Palmetto area no more, but more so over there in the Clearwater area, I believe. She's also one of the young ladies that, you know, when you talk about just want to be successful and want to do things the right way, right? I know she actually had a blog
A
what's it,
fashion blog,
Yeah,
uh-huh.
a fashion blog. So when you see this young lady, you know what I'm saying, and when you know, when you put eyes on her, you know, you may be enticed to want to go up and ask her what's her name for a number or something. But rest be assured, now when you come, you got to come right, you know. But I'm not going to do that today. What we are going to do is we're going to get into what she got going on now. For the many that may not, or you may do, or you may know her, she goes by the name of Erica Prevell. It's in the building today. How you doing, Miss Erica?
I'm well. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yes, sir.
Listen,
Yes,
I
sir.
wanted to just say this real quick. You're looking all beautiful over there.
Oh, thanks.
You know what I'm saying? We talked about fashion real quick, right? You were into fashion, or you at one point you had a blog that you were doing for how long?
4 years.
4 years.
Yes.
And in the midst of doing this blog for fashion, was this something that you did like for a company, or just your personal blog, or like how did that even kind of come about?
Yeah, so I've always been a creative. Like, I talk about it in the book, but I've always been a creative. But during the pandemic, I had gotten so like disconnected from my creativity, just working in corporate America, climbing the corporate ladder, going through my season of burnout, that during the pandemic, when we all had time to just disconnect, I wanted to reconnect with my creativity. And I had a girlfriend who had recently started a blog who kind of sparked the inspiration in me. And that's where my blog came along. And it was mainly focused on professional women, helping them to create their sense of style and fashion in bold, bright, beautiful colors.
Yeah, because
Okay.
you know, I saw some of the pictures and they were bold and bright. You know what I'm saying? It's I mean, it looked great. I must say, it looked great. I didn't know you was even in that industry. So it was very nice to see that you were involved in that. Let's just start. Where you from?
Bradenton, Florida.
All right,
Bradenton,
So,
Florida.
hey, I think she's an alumni of Southeast.
Yes,
right,
sir.
Greg?
Yes, sir.
I am.
So, who you grew up with? Your mom, dad? Like, tell us a
Yep.
little bit about that.
Grew up with both my parents right here in Bradenton, Florida. They've been married over 40 years. And I have 2 younger brothers. I'm the oldest of 3.
Okay. Now, you mentioned that you and Desiree were good friends. All right,
Best friends.
best friends.
Come on
Like,
now.
when did y'all meet? Kind of like y'all grew up in the same neighborhood, or
We met at Southeast.
at
Our
Southeast?
freshman year. And what, nutrition and wellness? Miss Williams class.
Miss
Yeah,
Williams.
Miss Williams, yeah.
But Miss Williams, boy. Where you had Miss Williams?
Yeah.
Why you
Boy,
look like
Miss-
that?
Okay, I'm gonna give you a quiz question right quick. When y'all made pizzas, what kind of dough you used?
Yeah, biscuit.
That biscuit dough, yes, sir.
yeah.
That biscuit dough,
A
boy.
little tomato sauce and pepper.
Yes, sir. She only gonna give you 2 pepperonis. Hey, man, rest in peace to Miss
Yes,
Williams,
yes.
man. That was the home economic teacher.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So y'all met in home economics.
Yes.
Yes.
And y'all been friends ever since.
Ever
since.
since.
To the fact that I believe y'all went to college over there together,
We
same
were
peak.
roommates. We got an apartment together, stayed together for a few years. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
All right, so let's get to this. So, after you graduated from college, did you go straight into corporate America?
Straight into it. Straight into it.
And-
After I graduated my radiography program, I had a clinical rotation at a facility and they liked my work. So basically, I had a job before I even took my board exam. So I jumped right into it.
Wow. Now,
That's good.
so all right. So a lot of people, they may not be in corporate America, right? When we jump into jobs, but jumping straight into corporate America, like what were some of the things that were kind of eye-opening to you? Like some of the challenges that you had to face just jumping in there like that?
Well, when I first jumped got into corporate America, I really didn't see any challenges because, you know, you grow up, I was told, you know, get a good job in a good industry, make sure you're stable. So when I got my good job,
You-
I didn't have any challenges. Everything was going extremely well. I was making a great living at a young age. I talk about it in the book, but there was no issues. I was climbing the corporate ladder. I was getting praise for my good work. Like, all was well until it wasn't.
Right.
And so that's what we're getting at until it wasn't, right? And you know, you spoke about your book. Like, your book is centered around the burnouts, right?
Correct.
So when you say until it wasn't, was it that you were burned out, or was it other factors that led to you that kind of made you say, you know, I want to kind of get out of corporate America, like?
So it is a thing, and I do talk about it in my debut book, Release and Renew, Transform Burnout into Purpose and Unlock Joy and Ease. And it does take you along my burnout journey. And it's a story about the root cause of burnout, which is a lot of things. And first, I want to let people know that what burnout is, because burnout is a buzzword nowadays. Everybody's using burnout. But true, like a general definition of burnout is when you have done too much for too long and it's gone unmanaged. So, yes, there was other contributing factors that went into my burnout. A lot of it has to do with your upbringing and how your upbringing shapes certain burnout patterns. And it was about, as you know, strong Black woman syndrome going in. Again, your upbringing, you got to do more, you got to be more, you got to show up early, you got to stay late, you got to do all of the things while you're neglecting your own well-being and continuing to climb the ladder.
Yeah, man. You know, when I looked at the YouTube, and when you was talking about burnout, and that word burnout, man, that's a powerful word when you just think about it, because you hear it all the time. You hear people say, "Well, I'm burnt out."
Yeah.
I'm burnt out. Some people just say it and it just be so common.
It's a buzzword.
But when you
And-
think about it, like I was telling my mom today, my mom say, "Well, who y'all got on the show today?" I said, "Mom, we got a girl named Erica," and I listened to something she was talking about burnout, and I said, "Mom, you ever been burnt out?" My mama said, "Huh? Messing with y'all, I was burnt out, you know." But we were saying like burnout can cause a lot of things. You can be depressed for being
Yeah.
burnt out. You can stressful. Some people give up on life because they feel like
It
they're so
becomes
burnt out.
overwhelming. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think in our community, because even what she was alluding to, like especially like the strong Black woman, is go, go, go. And it's almost in a sense to where we're like a superhero, like you're a superwoman, and it's just, you just know to keep going. Like, I can speak for Erica, you know, not having the responsibility of any kids, but still having her life responsibility. So as a mother or parent, you know, even when you're burnt out or you're tired or whatever, you still manage to keep pushing because you got to provide, you know. But then it gets to a place to where it's like, okay, you have to acknowledge what's going on with, like you said, your mind, your body, because that starts to take a toll on you.
Yeah,
so
it's the chronicness. You know, there will be stressors in life and in your
Right.
career, just normal stressors, but it accumulates to burnout when it's chronic. It's gone on for too long, unaddressed and unmanaged. And it's funny that you say that, because I was about halfway through my manuscript, and I talked to my mom and my aunt about their burnout journey. But as a kid, like, I knew I had a family member who, you know, they called it like, I don't know, they didn't have the language for it. And both my aunt and my mother had experiences with burnout, but again, back then they just didn't have the language for it, you know, with their careers. You know, it's like you said, it was either they're stressed, exhausted, worn out, you know, having a nervous breakdown, you know, whatever they would use back then, they just didn't have the language for it.
So, like, how long did you have to kind of go through this before you kind of realized that, hey, this don't feel right, or I have to start doing something different.
So yeah, that was the thing. So there were a lot of symptoms that I was experiencing, and I ignored them all. I was 60 pounds overweight. I was nearly 200 pounds. I was tired all the time. No matter how many vacations I went on, I will always come back exhausted. I was feeling disconnected from the job, like a job that I worked so hard for, had so much responsibility, making a six-figure salary. I didn't want to do it anymore. And I came to the point, just like one day, it's like, something's not right here. And again, I didn't have the language for it either. I just knew that something was off.
Right.
So that's when I reached out to a therapist for some help, and she helped me develop the language and kind of helped me identify, like, you're in, like, there's a lot of different stages, or, you know, because burnout isn't a medical diagnosis yet, so you'll hear people talk about different stages or different methodologies, but I was at, like, the highest form. Like, if I did not stop myself, I'm sure I would have, like, my body would have stopped me.
Dang, man.
And that's kind of scary because when your body does get, like, your body will trigger, right? It's like a trigger, and it does shut things down and become a real serious health problem.
It did.
That can have a long-lasting effects on you, right? So you went through that.
I did. 2 years.
For 2 years.
2 years.
You went through that.
Yeah.
Dang.
So when you say that, like, I could say this past year at my prior job, I was starting to say, hey, man, something got to give. You know, I was starting to start using that type of language. I always worked around the kids, but it was just like too much. But for me to make a change, I was also scared, right? Because, okay, I want to change, but what do I do, right? So when people are in that burnout and we need to change, what did you do? Because I believe you just stopped. Like, how did you come to that point? What made you just stop without? Was it a security blanket there for you to fall on? Like, what just made you stop?
So I did take a strategic approach to my stopping, but I knew that I had to stop because I knew that the environment and the job was not going to change. The expectations that I was under was not going to change. So I knew that the only option for me was to leave. So as Desiree mentioned earlier, I don't have children. So, and I was making a very healthy salary. So I was able to save. So I did have a little bit of cushion. But I felt like even if I didn't have that cushion, I would have still had to leave because it was that severe that I would have been in, like, medical distress if I had not left the job.
Dang. Yeah. So, Erica, did you even like your job at first? I mean,
yeah.
Did you love your job?
Yeah. And that's a misconception too. People feel like you can't burn out doing things that you love.
Yeah.
You absolutely can. You absolutely
See, that's
can.
why I asked you that because, okay, I'm a barber. I've been cutting hair 35 years. It's my passion. And when I come to work, I don't feel like I be working.
Yeah.
You know, but when my day come to an end, like when I get in my truck, my body do, like, it breaks down. But I don't feel it. I don't notice it when I'm working because I be so into it.
Right.
But I mean, my mom used to say, boy, you need to sit down somewhere sometime, you know, take a break.
Yeah. Yeah.
But my body do, when I sit down, it do just like,
yeah.
so I don't know, I might be burning out while I'm working. I mean, saying I don't,
Yeah.
because I love what I do. And sometimes when you love what you do, you have passion, it kind of overwhelm all the other stuff that's going on.
Right. And burnout does, you know, show up differently in different, you
Yeah.
know, people. There's no, like, cookie cutter way, you know, to say it. And as I was writing the book and talking to other women about it, I got very curious on the language they were using because I just found that people just really weren't having the language. So I would say, well, what did you call it? Or what did you experience? What was it for you? And they're like, well, I was always tired, or, you know, I wasn't eating, or I was feeling so overwhelmed. anxiety, depression, like weight gain, weight loss. So it does manifest in a multitude of ways.
Burnout.
Yeah. But even going back to that, leading up to, because I mean, clearly I know your story.
Yeah.
But before you made the decision to actually leave, because over the last few years we heard mental health, mental health. I recall you taking time off, and it was nothing. Eric would be like, "Oh no, I'm taking mental days off, like mental health, like."
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And so she had become very aware of what the job was actually doing to her mental state. And so she, started, regaining control of that. And so if it was a day, and she'll even do it now, though.
Oh, yeah.
She'll do it now. She'll be like,
Yeah.
I'm not going
my
to work.
burnout recovery, baby.
Yeah. So it's those boundaries that she put in place, and she started then, and she keeps them in place now. So
let's talk about some of those boundaries or strategies or even awareness, right, of feeling a little burned out. Like, share with us kind of what we need to be looking out for one. You know?
So that's the thing. I feel like with women particularly, and I'm glad I'm having this conversation with you two men, because I've never really had a burnout conversation with men. Like, you just don't hear men talking about burnout. So
we burned out. We burned out. We burned out too. So we talking both right now.
So I think the number one is being aware. Like, I feel like people just are so disconnected from their own bodies. Like, your body knows, your body will give you signals, and it's about being aware and listening to your body. And I know that's very difficult for some people, because when you're go, 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 do, like, you're disconnected from your body. But it starts with slowing down and tapping back into your body, because my body was screaming, yelling at me, and I ignore every single sign. So that's like number one, just the awareness, taking time for yourself, getting familiar with your body. If something feels off, like, just registering that, like, hey, this is feeling off. And then if it's continual, or if it's ongoing, like, constantly being aware of that, just not ignoring it or pushing it off. Again, work or our careers, there will be stress from time to time, but when it becomes chronic, that's kind of like when you need to start paying attention.
So when you start taking those mental days, right? So mental day, right? Mental day, is that just me that's not going to work?
So for me, when I was in burnout, yes, it was me just taking the day off, going to the spa, like doing all the things. But I was so wrapped up in chronic burnout like that, it wasn't even helping. And that goes kind of also to, you can't vacation burnout away. You cannot spa day burnout away. You cannot just, when you're in deep burnout, my personal recommendation is you need to be talking with a mental health professional. You really do, a therapist, a counselor, something like that. So when I was in burnout, I was taking those days, but it wasn't doing anything because I was still so exhausted. What ultimately helped, and I talk about it in the book, is when I left the job. 2 weeks after, I'm thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna have the best time. I felt worse. I felt worse. I felt so bad. My body was aching, and my therapist shared with me, like, after those 2 years of your body holding on to all of that tension, anxiety, it finally had the ability to just relax and let go. So I literally felt worse after I quit the job.
Damn, boy. You ever took some stress days off, real?
Yeah, I quickly take something.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I don't have no problem. But it's interesting because I don't know if I ever looked at it that way until I probably reached the point like, hey, bro, I gotta take a day. But it sounds like you may just have something some days kind of just built in your schedule where I'm going to take these days. Currently,
I do. Post burnout, I do, because while I am like a creative entrepreneur, I still do work a traditional 9 to 5, and I do take, my wellness is my ultimate priority. Never again in life will I allow anything to come in between my wellness. So yes, I have days built in. It's not always regular, but I'm very tapped into my body. I'm very self-aware of when I need rest, when I need a break, and I take it always.
That's great. You know, this is a good conversation. I mean, like I say, the word burnout. We used to say it so much. You hear it so much, you know. But you know, coming up in a black household, you know, we was taught, hey, get up, go to work. Get up, go to work. Don't miss no days. Pay your bills. So even if we do feel a burnout or feel something, that voice from your parents always come and say, hey, get up, go to work. You know, so a lot of time we work through our issues. We have issues, we work through them, and then as blacks, we don't talk about our issues.
No.
You know, like it's a pride thing, like you say, it's good to be talking to two men
Right.
about burnouts, because you never talk to men about burnout. Yeah, we have burnouts,
Oh, I'm sure.
but it's a pride thing to say it.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I mean, I'm a barber. If I'm cutting hair up in here and I tell my clients, hey man, I feel burnt out, man. I got to go. They're gonna be like, man, no, Green man, cut my hair, man. Leave after you give me a haircut. You know, and so what we do, we fight through all that.
Yeah.
Fight. So this is a good subject. It's a good word
Yeah.
to talk about.
And it's about being strategic. It's not waiting till you get to the point of,
Yeah.
I got to take a break
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
It's being mindful of what you need, you know, being aware of what your body needs before that, and building in a strategy to help you get
Yeah.
to that place. Like, we don't want to get to that place now. Like you say, I got to go. I can't take it no more. I gotta go. It's about, you know, being very mindful of what your body needs before that. And I like that you said, because one of my core messages is for women particularly is to redefine what success means to them. Like you say, we all grew up on what our parents told us success should be, or society, or our culture, but it's really getting clear on what success means to you.
Yeah.
It might not
Yeah.
be making a six-figure job or climbing a corporate ladder. What if you just want to paint art? Or what if you just want to, I don't know, do anything? But what does success mean to you? It's about breaking those like societal expectations from around you.
That's very interesting when you say societal expectations. So with that though, let me ask you this, because that can be very daunting, right? What were some of the hardest expectations that you had to overcome or had to go through? And what was on the other side of that as far as freedom is concerned?
So like you said, it was like, I'm the oldest of three. My grandmother was a college graduate in the 1950s. So, you know, just imagine the expectations that were on her in that time. So I always had the expectation, you know, go to college, get a good job, you know, all of the things. Even when I got my master's degree, like I really didn't, but my dad kind of was like, I think you should. So I really got it for him. I be telling Desiree now, I wish I could sell that master's degree, you know?
Yeah.
And give it back.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was all of the things that probably all of us experience about, you know, family or culture or society telling us what success means. And I just had to get to a point where, okay, this success that other people were telling me is what I should be doing is literally killing me.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild.
So it's like my body, again, pushed me to my breaking point. And I want to be kind of like the advocate to be like, don't allow yourself to get there. Like, start noticing these things beforehand.
You included some reflective prompts in your book, right?
Yes.
Is there one that you suggest to our listeners as a starting point for reconnecting with themselves?
I would say, so chapter 1 is called Cultivation, and it's all about getting to the root, or those things that kind of developed your burnout patterns. And oftentimes it is from childhood, and that could be your family or culture or society, like we discussed. So I would try to think back, because it all starts at the root. You can't get to the end of anything without, you know, digging up some of the root of that. So I would say reflecting back on your childhood and what expectations may have been placed upon you, and deciding if those expectations still serve you today.
That sounds good. Boy, listen.
Hey, boy, this is a good subject here, boy.
I just keep reflecting back on what I consider my burnout, Because I was to a point where, boy, I may get in trouble at my job.
So what were
Yeah.
you feeling? Like what emotions or what were you feeling in your body?
One, I didn't want to be here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep,
So the
yep.
disconnection.
Like
yeah.
I can be somewhere else. I deal with this stuff right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was just everything was compounding as far as my workload and dealing with kids and dealing with parents and dealing with home. It's just everything was just compounding, right? So I always knew when I got to work, and if my name was called within the first 5 minutes of me arriving, I kind of had an idea of what the day was going to look like. And that started happening more and more and more, to the point where, you know, I feel like I'm a rational person. I'm under control most times, but if I start to, you know, if I'm dealing with a student because they did something and I lash out a little bit more than what I normally would have handled those
So
type of
on
situations.
edge.
Yeah. Like, what's that all about? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I was like, man, something got to change because I got to take a break.
Yeah,
I need to take some of those mental
Yeah.
days, or start taking every Friday off for the next 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
I just felt like I needed to do something because I was just out of the ordinary of who I am as a person.
Yeah.
Shoot, my burnouts, man. I don't have a on the job burnout.
Okay.
I have a lifestyle burnout. And what I mean by that, my whole life that I can remember, been trying to be that person that everybody likes.
Oh, you're a people pleaser.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, you just don't want to make,
Yeah.
you know, we want everybody to like you.
Yeah.
You know, I want to be the best person I can be. Then when I got married, I wanted to be the best husband. You know, so that can bring you out because you're trying to please everybody. I talked to Real about that. Probably just up until last year. It came across me like, man, you know what? Man, I don't care. I'm not gonna disrespect nobody, but I'm not trying to worry about pleasing people now.
Right.
I'm living, and when I did that, I felt a whole lot better. I mean, it took me till I got in my 50s
Yeah.
to do it,
Yeah.
but I feel a whole lot better. So I'm assuming that's somewhat was a burnout for me.
Yeah. And when
You
you're
know?
trying to please everyone else, it doesn't leave really any space for you to take care of yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's my burnout. Real. I just try to please everybody. Always trying to please people, man. Want people to like me and all that.
Yeah.
You know. But now I don't care.
So let's talk a little bit about success, and let's talk a little bit about sustainable success. All right, to me that's a very powerful phrase, the concept. How do you define that, and why do you believe is one of the key things that can truly take you back to a more fulfilling life? Why having sustainable success?
Because that's the key there. So it goes back to what I stated earlier, defining what success means to you. Like you're not chasing anyone else's definition of success, because when you do that, it's going to lead you somewhere where you don't want to be, because first of all, it's not yours.
Right.
And having sustainable success, meaning like I'm an ambitious woman, as you stated earlier. I went to college, I have all these degrees. So my ambition, it's in my DNA, like through my grandmother. It's never gonna leave me, but it's about strategizing your success in a way where burnout isn't a part of the picture. And it's not a cookie cutter method. Each person has to define what that looks like for them. But there are certain steps and strategies that you can kind of take to get there. But sustainable success is figuring out what success means to you in a way where burnout is not a part of your story.
Does that have to align with your personal values?
It definitely does. So after burnout, like once you've gone through the burnout cycle and you're on the other side, you need to do some deep reflective work. And that goes into getting to the root cause of how you got there, getting very clear on what your values are, getting very clear on what your definition of success is. You need to get very clear on how these things are before you can even think about moving forward.
All right. And that's a really good point because I mean, what are we doing if we're in that rut, right? And what we're doing, trying to get out of there, is not working. Like it's just not working because we just haven't identified exactly what that is. And what would you say as far as just the percentage of people that may experience this type of stuff?
So burnout impacts millions of women worldwide annually, millions. And oftentimes it goes on way too long before it's addressed. So that's why I'm so passionate about it. And I never even thought I would be writing a book. But during my sabbatical, so I took almost a year off of work, again, to heal my mind, to heal my body, to get clear on how I wanted to proceed next. And it was like what I needed. Oftentimes women, I know everybody can't quit their job, and I'm not preaching that. That's not my message here, to quit your job. But oftentimes women, in my research, they often take some type of a step back. So that's even if it's going into another line of work, moving to a different position, maybe moving to another corporation, just to allow themselves to gain some type of, control or realignment within themselves.
Right.
Sometimes they can be afraid, though. Some people be afraid to take a different step.
It's very scary.
Because they get so comfortable where they at. So they're afraid to come out that comfort zone.
And then you have to get uncomfortable. And I can say, again, just being with Erica through her journey, it encouraged and motivated me to leave my position because conversations with she and I, like I would say, like, girl, I'm sick of this job. And when I get to the point to where I'm no longer loving what I'm doing and I feel like it's no longer serving me purpose, it's time to move on. So I did that. I've been gone from my previous job. I was there 10 years. I left, went back. I look forward to going to work every day. It's just I don't have the responsibility. I can go do my job, make people happy, and go home.
Yeah. So. See, she took that that step though.
Yeah, and like you said, I want to be the possibility model that it's possible.
Yeah.
I want to be that possibility model. It was scary for me too. Like I did not tell my dad for like 6 months because I just knew that he wouldn't understand. Girl, you left that good job, that 6-figure job. You know, like, so it is scary. But I knew that if I stayed there, like it was going to get really bad for my health, and I didn't want that for myself.
Shoot, but sometimes it be decisions.
Right.
Some decisions you make can burn you out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, real? Yeah. Like some of these guys and some of these women. Yeah. Some of these guys get with these women that got 12 kids. It's not yours. You're going to burn yourself out. Some of these women be having 10, 12 kids from different guys. That can burn you out. See, I'm just talking on a hood level now. It's certain decisions you make now can burn you out quickly.
There's burnout shows up in different ways. Like you can get burnout from being a parent, a caretaker. There's a lot of ways that burnout can manifest.
So I mean, when you because I was just you guys were talking, I was thinking just for the Black woman, right? And being the lady of the house, the woman of the house. I know you say you don't have any kids, but there are many households where the woman does have kids, multiple kids. Like, if you're at work and you're feeling burned out, you go home, you're feeling burned out. Like, where is there a place where I can recover? Like, I mean, I know you said at some point you may need to go and get some therapy or whatsoever, but like...
So that's not my experience, so I really can't speak to that, but I would say you probably need to reach out for some kind of professional support. And you can talk to like a therapist or a counselor, or you can talk to a life coach, your pastor, a confidant, but I would say you need to reach out for some type of support.
That's crazy, man, and that happens quite a bit.
You do.
And it leads to the house not being right.
Yeah,
You know what
man.
I'm saying? The house just not right. Let me ask you about this. Just writing the book, right? Just writing your book. Release and renew. I can only imagine as you're writing this how much it really helped. Even, it's one thing to talk about it and identify what's going on, but when you actually get deep into it by writing the book, how did that help you? Did the actual writing the book help you?
It did help me, and it helped me get my message clear on how I wanted to help women, because this isn't just like a burnout book. It's like part memoir. It's about my story, but it's also part guide. So there's practical strategies in each chapter to kind of help a woman identify where she may be in each step. Again, it starts with, getting to the root of the childhood, then looking at your profession, and going into what, joy means to you, what fulfillment means to you, what being in alignment means to you. So yeah, it was very helpful, and mostly helpful with me getting clear on how I want to help women with this message.
Okay. Your T-shirt.
I was just going to.
Embracing ease. What is embracing ease? Because I guess when I look at it, right, I'm taking the ease and the ambition and if it's coexisting with each other, like what embracing ease?
So embracing ease is just my little tagline, but for me, ease does not mean that life is easy. It means moving in a way where your nervous system is regulated and calm. You're moving in a state of flow, not force. It is a lifestyle, not a choice.
Well, God,
Okay,
wait,
hey,
hold
hey.
on now, hold on,
Real,
wait.
where you going, Real? Where you going with this, Real? Where you going
wait,
with?
Say that again one more time. What's the last part you said? It is what?
It's a
lifestyle.
lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
It is
Lifestyle.
a lifestyle. I choose. It's a choice. Now
Okay,
listen.
that's where we're going.
It's a choice to wake up every day and choose ease.
Ease.
Yeah.
You have to choose it every day, because life be lifing.
Right.
Trying to tell you, bro.
Right.
Trying to tell
And
you.
you have to choose it in every moment. I have to still choose it in every moment. Like, I still work a 9 to 5. I'm still in corporate America, while I'm building a business, and I have to choose it often. And for me, it means, again, in a way where my nervous system is regulated and calm. I'm not in a constant state of stress or anxiety. Like when I went back after my sabbatical and I knew that I wanted to go back to corporate America, I was very specific and strategic on the type of work and the type of job and the environment and all the things that I wanted to be in.
Right.
It's just getting clear on those things. And when I have stressful moments now at work, I work from home in a very curated environment. I set expectations and boundaries with my leaders before I even took the job. And I talk about that in the book. And I know that's a scary word for people too, like boundaries. Ooh, it's the big bad B word. No one wants to hear it. But I think that boundaries, what people need to understand is boundaries aren't about building walls or barriers. It's for me, it's for you, it's for the person, in order to prioritize their time and energy so that they can do their best work and show up at their best selves.
Right.
So if that means I don't take work emails after 7 o'clock, I don't take work emails after 7 o'clock. If that means that I am going to take a dedicated lunch break every day away from the computer screen so I can reset, I'm going to take it. Now, you do have to be flexible as well. Maybe your lunch break isn't at noon every day. Maybe it needs to be at 2 o'clock before, but that's one of my things. I am going to take a lunch break every single day. It's non-negotiable.
Right.
I am going to go outside and get some sunlight and walk every day.
Right.
Unless it's cold.
Non-negotiable. Yeah, unless it's cold.
Yeah.
It's non-negotiable.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean by like choosing ease, choosing to move
Yeah.
in a way where your nervous system is at ease and calm, and you're not in a constant state of anxiety and stress. And it's a choice.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, I've been seeing the shirt.
Yeah.
But I was looking at it. My whole idea was like embracing who you are. When I was looking at your shirt, I seen it say embracing ease. So I'm thinking it was like, to me, it means embracing who you are. Because sometimes we can get burned out and stressed out trying to live like other people.
Yeah.
And a lot of young black girls,
Yeah.
look at all these TV shows that be on TV.
Oh, yeah.
Seeing how these women on these reality shows living and stuff, and they want to live like that.
Right.
And that's not reality. Sometimes you need to embrace who you are.
For sure.
Right.
You know, a lot of people we get stressed out trying to live like the Cosbys.
Right.
You know, the women trying to live like, you know, the what they show on the doctors. What these women want to be doctors. What it is?
Married to Medicine?
Married to Medicine. I'm saying you got a lot of girls around here want to live their life, but don't want to go through the footprints to get there.
Right.
Medicine, man, you gotta read a book.
And again, it's about what the success means
Yeah,
to you.
but it might not be who you are.
Right.
Embrace who you are.
Yeah.
So that's how I was looking at her shirt.
Yeah.
Embrace ease.
But embracing ease is definitely a mindset.
It's up, definitely.
Yeah.
It's definitely a mindset, and I think it's very necessary. You know, when people, especially, you know, you have your boss or supervisors, and they may be putting making you feel as if certain things need to be done right now.
Yeah.
Right? Or
Yeah.
you got to always have your phone ready 24/7, right? And
That
doing
fake
that,
urgency.
you never disconnected.
Right.
You're never disconnected from your workplace, and you do need to be disconnected. Sometimes
Yeah.
I see my wife come home, and you know she's dog tired, and before I know it, she's on the computer 11 o'clock, 11:30 at night, checking emails because she didn't have the time to do it in school. So that's the type of stuff when I look at it, I be like, man, you finna really burn yourself out
Right.
at a point. You
Yeah.
don't like your
Yeah.
job.
That is
Right.
for sure. And
Yeah.
I think I have a different, like you said, mindset because my career started out on the clinical end of things. So I know things that are truly urgent, people who are in like life and death situations.
right.
So I just feel like nothing is life and death. Like nothing is truly urgent.
Right.
Yeah.
And if something is urgent, you need to, again, set expectations. If it is with your supervisor or your boss or whomever that may be, to be like, okay, if this is urgent, if you want me to prioritize this, what else is going to come off my plate?
Yeah.
Like, if you want me to prioritize this, what's going to come off?
Yeah.
And oftentimes it's like, oh, well, it can be taken care of tomorrow. Okay, so it really wasn't urgent.
Right.
It's that, fake urgency
Yeah.
that happens in corporate America.
But it's
Yeah.
but it's a much needed conversation right here, boy. This
Well,
good here, boy.
you know what you just said, that reminds me, you know, as we talk about our jobs and stuff like that, but I realized I know the exact point of when I said I got to change. And it was when they changed my job title, but gave me the same job duties and added
to
more,
it.
and then took away help. I was already struggling to get through the first part of my job title. So I like, no,
Exactly.
this not
It's
going.
time to go.
Yeah, it's time to go.
Yeah.
So if there's people out there that are going through this burnout phase, right? I know Erica covered a couple different things, and I want to be the first one to tell you that, hey, go check out her book because it has some very powerful information with some strategies in it that will help you be aware, understand, identify, and also come across some strategies to help you get through it and to live a better life.
Yes.
And it just makes you, Eric, you look like you embracing ease right now.
I'm trying to tell you,
Like
boy.
everything about you is embracing ease right now, huh?
For sure. For sure.
That's awesome. So
Yes, sir.
let me just ask you this one thing. How can our listeners connect with you or grab a copy of the book, or where do they need to go to get that information?
So you can head over to my website, ericaprevell.com. The book will also be available on Amazon. It's available for pre-order now, and then it'll be officially available in hardcover and in Kindle version on January 28th.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Okay,
All
okay.
right, so you guys know where to get the book, so y'all make sure y'all
Go
go out
get
there
it.
and support Erica.
And when you get the book, read it, man. Don't just look at the pictures.
And it's a quick read. It's under 100 pages, but it's
Oh, yeah.
packed with a great story,
Yeah.
practical strategies, and it's really good. I got some really great feedback
It's a
from my
really
early.
great read. It is.
Yeah.
It's a great read. I was up like till like 1 o'clock in the morning reading the book because I had just got into it. So yeah.
Well, all right. Well, I guess this leads us to our next area.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Next section. So, Erica, this part of our show is Truth and Share. So, we, the host, will ask 3 questions, and we just ask that you, as our guest, answer that question for us as
Okay.
truthful as possible. So, Green, you want to kick it off?
Oh man, let's see. But this thing here was so deep. I was trying to dig into my soul to come up with something. But look, Erica. From the east side of Bradenton. Went to Southeast High School.
Yes.
What teacher and what class at Southeast High School that just burnt you out? Who burnt you out at Southeast? What teacher burnt you out, or what class or what subject just burnt you out at Southeast High School?
To be honest, Desiree knows this. I be forgetting everybody from high school. But I had like a really good time in high school.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah.
didn't have any like teachers that I felt like gave me a hard time
Yeah.
or anything like that. Yeah, Southeast was a very memorable
Yeah.
time.
So it wasn't no burnout time. You can't think about nothing that burnt you out. Cheerleading.
No, cheerleading was hard, but it was fun. I had a good time.
So what girl at Southeast burnt you out? You don't say the name.
No.
Nobody?
I was the introvert. Like
Yeah,
I
she-
hung
Oh, yeah?
with Desiree. Like people knew me because I cheered, but
Yeah.
I really hung with Desiree.
You know,
I
you,
really know.
you know how you go to
else.
school, you be like, boy, I'm so sick of this person right here.
Her story isn't most typical high schooler story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kept them. I was
Okay.
very reserved.
Yeah.
All right. So you didn't have no burnout. So your burnouts didn't start in high school.
No, sir.
Okay, all right. I ain't got nothing else to go with.
She
Really.
says she have none.
You ain't no burnout.
Well, let me ask you one. If you could live a completely different life, right? A completely different life for just one day. No consequences, no limitations, no nothing. What will you do? All right, and where will you be?
Costa Rica painting.
Oh, okay.
Costa Rica
Costa Rica.
painting.
And
Why
painting.
Costa Rica? Why
Painting, because like Costa Rica is one of my favorite like destinations. In addition to it being absolutely gorgeous, it's like very inexpensive to
that's
be
true.
there.
Yeah.
And I love art and I love painting, so I would love to be painting on the beaches of Costa Rica.
Okay, all
All
right.
right. By yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. Partner, so.
Yes, by myself.
That's right.
Erica said she don't need nobody with her.
Hey,
This
some
guy.
people need somebody.
Yeah,
you know
yeah. Some
what I'm
people
saying?
need somebody. Yeah.
All right. What's up?
Let's see. Okay, we'll go here. What is one of your most memorable and, aside from enjoying it, beneficial vacations that you have taken?
Memorable? Well, when I got my master's degree, I treated myself to a ski trip in in Colorado, and it was my first time traveling alone, and that woke up like everything in me. Like when a woman can travel alone, like you can do anything. And I'm a Florida girl in Colorado where it's snowing, and I had the best time
Yeah,
by
Really?
myself.
by herself.
Yes.
Dang.
Yeah.
You know, like what did you do? Like,
I was skied. I skied for a day. I was in this town. It was like around the holidays, so it was like Christmas
Yeah,
out. So I
yeah.
went shopping. I explored the town.
Yeah.
Like it was a good time.
was a good
Being
time.
in this, I built a snowman. This Florida girl.
Yeah.
wow.
Was you afraid at first, or
At first
Was it
I was
nervous?
because I was like, I'm going over here by myself.
Yeah.
Like, what am I gonna do? But I felt like as soon as the plane dropped down in Colorado and I got off, like I felt fine. Like I can do this.
okay.
What's
Okay.
up, man? That's
That's
awesome.
good.
I give you full credit for doing something like that.
Yeah.
I've always kind of, I hear every so often a woman say they travel alone. I'm like,
Yeah.
I've even gone internationally.
Yeah, she's
alone.
wow. Listen, that's.
But they say that's good. They say that's good, but I
My
don't know.
people know where I be at.
Yeah.
If somebody come kidnap me or something.
Yeah.
Full itinerary.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a father. I got a daughter, 23. If she tell me she finna go somewhere by herself, but I don't know, man. I might not sleep that night, man.
Yeah, I'd be worried.
But you know,
It builds so much confidence.
yeah.
It really does.
Yeah. Woo.
Okay, all right.
Tough, though, boy.
Well, all right. Well, Erica, thank you for sharing. That was our Truth and Share segment. You know, we end the show always with shout outs. So
Well, can I do something real quick before we go into shout outs?
yes, ma'am.
Because it's just a question for Erica. You know, she's releasing her book. So what can your audience expect after the book? Do you have any other things in the works?
So yes, so after the book launches, I'll be doing deep dive sessions, going into each chapter a little bit deeper with a live, I'm calling it a deep dive experience.
Okay.
So women who buy the book, who's interested in going deeper into the topics of each chapter, can join me.
Oh,
It's going to be
awesome.
for
So it's gonna be
connection.
live?
It's going to be live. It's going to be for connection, for community, and again, just for those women who want to go a little bit deeper
Okay.
with the topics discussed in each chapter.
Is it free or?
It will be free to start.
Okay.
Yep. So
Okay. That's awesome.
head over to my website, and
Yeah.
it's not up yet, but it'll be coming soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And okay. When are we expecting to do this, or do we have a date? Or not
The
yet?
deep dive
Yeah.
sessions will be in February.
Okay.
Yep.
All
About
right.
3 or 4 weeks after the book launch, because I want people to get it, to read it.
Sound like a book study.
Die.
No. Just dive. Book dive. All right, we're here.
Yeah.
We go book dive.
Book die.
A deep dive, I call a chapter by chapter journey to your well-being.
Yes.
Yes.
Embracing ease.
Yeah, that's-
too. Embracing the ease. I like that. Erica, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you for
yes,
having
sir.
me.
You know,
Yes.
I like to pull on your shirt tail from time to time. I haven't seen you in a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's always good to reconnect and see what you're doing. So
Yeah.
Thank you. And thank you for holding this space and having this conversation with me.
Yeah,
and
man.
especially as two black men, I really appreciate you holding
Yeah,
this
man,
space
yeah.
for
Absolutely.
me.
It
to
was
have
good.
This
This was good,
conversation.
man.
absolutely. Hey, Green, I need you to embrace your ease, baby.
I need it. What, you need me to embrace it?
Yeah, I need you.
I'm
to-
already.
get
I'm
that
embracing.
mindset, baby.
Boy, I'm embracing right
All
now.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm embracing, man. I'm embracing, man.
Okay.
Soon Erica came in, I started embracing. I seen the
right.
shirt,
Okay.
embracing.
All right. D-Ray, you too. I need you to embrace,
Embrace ease.
you know, because you already know what I'm gonna do. I got it. It's already embraced. You know what I'm saying? I love the fact that, you know, when you talk about a mindset, and I just watched the podcast just the other day, and they was talking about just let go and stuff like that, right? Just let go and the let 'em theory and all this stuff like that, and sometimes I don't like getting out of bed. And she gave a strategy like just count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and get yourself up and let's go, right? So that's a mindset type deal. And for me, embracing ease is one of those things where I can make my day whatever I choose to make.
It's about intention.
Right.
It's about intention.
Right. No
And
matter
taking
what's going
those
on.
small steps. Don't try to climb the mountain. Take small
Yeah.
steps. It's about small steps. I think that's where people go wrong too, is they try to bite off more than they can chew, or they get so scared because they're looking at the finish line. No, start at day one.
I love it. Well, thank you so much again
Yes.
for visiting with
Thank
Truth
you.
Be Told. For our guests, also from T Green to D Ray and myself, we want to say thank you. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Make sure you hit that button as well.
Subscribe,
And
please.
you know now we right around the corner. You know,
We
we
right
got
there
this
up
big
on
event,
it.
You know what I'm saying?
Right
So-
Be
around
right
the
up on
corner.
it.
Huh?
Should I say something about it?
Say
Why,
something about it,
yeah,
Green.
of
It's only
course.
right.
February 15th, baby, right around the corner, the R&B and Me Fest. Y'all come out, enjoy. We're gonna do some slow drag into that R&B music, man. It's gonna be at the Dream Center,
Yeah.
13th Avenue Dream Center in Bradenton, Florida, 9th Avenue East.
And one more thing, Green.
What?
You wait too long, your butt gonna be standing up.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you
Yeah.
now. All right,
Yeah, all right,
I'm
y'all.
forewarning you now.
Them
You
tables.
You wait too long.
Them tables moving now.
All right, so
Them tables moving.
So go ahead. Hey, and one other thing, man. Make sure you just understand this. It is a fundraiser.
Yes.
all
Yeah,
it
man.
is a fundraiser. So,
Fundraiser.
So no one want to hear what's coming with the table. It's a fundraiser
It's a
for a good
fundraiser,
cause.
man, for a good cause,
so
man.
So we're having that 13th Ave Center this year. We have chosen that organization to give back to. for this first one. We're looking to partner up with some other organizations as we continue year after year. But 13th Ave will be the first community center that we are partnering up to help with some funds. So please come out. Please come out. Please support.
Yes, sir, man.
And if you know anybody that's R&B and me,
Yeah.
right, that type
Come
of
on out,
lifestyle,
man.
we talk about embracing lifestyle, right? Embracing ease.
Yeah.
We also talk about R&B
Yeah.
lifestyle. So if
Hey.
you're a part of that culture and that lifestyle, you want to be there.
Hey, look. And if you was burnt out all week,
You
come
definitely
on,
want to
come
be
on,
there.
listen to this good old R&B music, man.
That's it.
Take some of that stress off you, man.
Yeah.
Woo! Levert, real? Do you know about Levert?
I don't know about, but I find out
Oh,
R&B and me.
my God.
Baby, hold on to me.
Ooh, Don't do that. Hey,
Baby,
man.
hold on to me.
Hey, as Greed, take us out.
See, I'm a special.
Truth be told, thank you so much. Desiree, God, Bob, Real Deal. Also, I guess Erica.
Erica,
We out. Thank
Wow.
you.
peace.
Truth, really, that's all we know. Keep it real and authentic. This truth be told, only the truth. Tune in, cause you gotta watch. It's like you with us while we kick it in the barbershop. Here to motivate and inspire. Hosted by the Real Deal and the God Barber. I hope that you ready. Keep it funny and edgy. Let's go. You already know. Truth be told. Let's go.